Hi, this is Jackie from the Craft Arty, and I want to talk to you today about the difference between the crewel wool and our tapestry wool with regards to stitching. Both our wools here are made in the UK by Appleton's. They're the same wools that were used by William Morris in his crewel work, and he used crewel over 2 strands with his embroidery, so generally in chain stitch, all of those beautiful embroideries you see. And Appleton's have a marvellous array of colours. We hold quite a huge collection, but I use specific colours and tones which I think work really well together in the kits and all of my work. When I'm using crewel, it's a 2-ply yarn, so it is thinner, and I use it on our 10 HPI canvas, which is here, so that's 10 holes per inch, so there's 10 holes per inch of canvas. Now, to make those, I use 2 strands of crewel, which is together. So even though it's a 2-ply, which means 2 are together, you still use 2 strands of this to create your cross stitch in the normal way. And that gives it a really lovely coverage. I'm doing the quick cross stitch method. You can have a look at that during one of my videos. The 10 HPI allows me to do quite a detailed work. It's what I started with when I was doing lots of detail. But obviously there is an awful lot more stitches for you to complete to do the work. And the crewel can be a little bit more fiddly to work with, but it's brilliant on embroidery. So all of our embroidery sweatshirts and clothing and things like that all use the crewel because it washes well. And it's actually just a lovely yarn. The tapestry wool is a 4-ply yarn. And the 4-ply means that there's 4 strands to make up each ply. And you can see between the two here, one is thinner and one is thicker. This is so lovely and woolly when it's done. It's almost like a jumper. So with the tapestry, we start off, and it's on a 7 HPI canvas, and I'm using the thread through method, but I'm holding it behind my work with my finger. And then with every stitch I make, I will put the needle slightly over it. See on the back, my needle is holding the yarn in place. Oops. And you can see that this is a much thicker stitch. I think it's easier to use. You're only dealing with 1 strand, and you get fabulous coverage. Now, some of our customers have used 2 of these because they think, oh, that looks a bit bare. But when the work is full, when you've done all of it, then it isn't at all. I think it's a fabulous coverage. And the other trick is not to pull it too tight. So don't pull it so tight that you see if you pull it too tight, then the work ends up flat and you've got gaps. Just keep it relaxed. I mean, it is meant to be a mindful craft after all. There you go. See, I love this yarn. I think this is brilliant. I mean, a lot of my work now is in the tapestry just because it's quick. You can whip it up very quickly, and it creates a really thick piece of work if you want to compare the two. This is the tapestry and that is the crewel. But that's the difference between tapestry and crewel yarns with regards to our woolly cross stitch kits. One is thinner and works on a finer work, and the other is thicker and creates this nice thick wool. They both have pros and cons. They're both good for different works. The crewel is more useful in terms of it can be used for multiple purposes, including embroidery. But with regards to my Supersize Stitches and most of the projects I do love the tapestry. But that's the difference between the two. Thanks for watching.